This video is going to be about things I have to contend with, not just the actual milling itself. They don't really tell you how much other work is involved besides the milling, the cleanup, the loading, the drying, the stickering, the stacking, and what to do with the waste. These are all little problems I've come across since I started sawmilling, and I'm going to attempt to show you them today so you have an idea, if you ever want a sawmill, what you're going to go through. Today I'm going to start with the actual cutting up some of the waste here. I built a kind of a homemade bucking stand real quick with just cement blocks. These blocks I got from a building that was being torn down. I contacted the owner of the building and they said, yeah, if you want them, take a few, take as many as you want. These are spaced about 16-inch center to center of the block. That way I cut 16-inch of these slabs. I'm going to use them in campfires. I know there's lots of different uses for them, but this is the most common. I'm not even going to try to sell them in this area. There's lots of sawmills. So I don't really expect to sell too many. I'll probably end up and give some away to some of the local people right around me. I'm going to stack this and dry it out first because I like to have some nice warm fires, nice bright warm fires here come fall, and this will make great firewood for campfires like that. So as I go along, I'm sure sooner or later I'll make a better bucking stand, and sooner or later I'll have to find more uses for these. The sawdust waste, that's going to be kind of easy to get rid of. I can kind of just spread that out and about, use it on my garden, use it as mulch. I'll find other areas to use it. And like I said, it's real rocky and kind of unlevel where I'm working at right now. I will probably end up and use a lot of the sawdust and the wood chips to just kind of level it out and let it go. As you see right there on my left, that's a bunch of stickers I made here last week. They're only 1 inch by 1 inch. That's another little issue you'll come across is the actual stacking of the wood, and you need the stickers. I cut those up, and then I cut them to 36-inch lengths, stacked them, put some blocks on top of them so that they kind of dry straight. I don't want to put them on the wood wet, so they're drying right now, and with the concrete blocks on top of them, that's to try to make sure that they don't warp or bend too much on me. They shouldn't too much. Okay, you see these blocks, that's what I use for bucking. I guess that's what they call it. I don't know, I'm new to this Sawyer stuff, but here's my pile. This is just from about 3 logs from yesterday. If that gives you an idea on how everything can stack up. I'm going to continue to saw a little bit today. So I wanted to make sure I had a clean slate before I go. Plus the weather is really outrageous right now. It's already in the mid 70s, very humid. It's before 9 a.m. I came out early just to do some of this physical work before it actually gets too hot. It's supposed to be in the mid 90s today, which means during midday I'll probably slow down and take it easy for a while. Old man like myself, I don't want to overheat and cause any more problems, physical issues than I already have. Now I got to go get some logs, and I'm going to try to saw up some 6x6 today out of some 12-foot logs that I have, and I need these to actually dry the lumber out. So that's what they don't tell you about this. You get a sawmill. Now I need flat areas to dry the lumber out. I did cut up a lot of 2x4s and 2x6s already, and those are for my cabin remodel job. But I currently need to make some 6x6 so I get some long rails, as long as I can cut with my saw, which is 12 foot. That way I can dry them out flat and get them flattened out, and so that's when I start cutting 1-bys and stuff. I have a good spot to lay them. So let's see if we can get something loaded and onto the mill. And this is another thing about owning a sawmill, is you have to load the logs. Now, I was lucky. I have a little BX25. It lifts some logs. It won't lift everything I've already cut. I'll have to figure out another way to get them up when I start getting the bigger ones. This is going to be a 12-foot one. I can only cut 12.3 on this sawmill. So instead of dumping it in like I could off those extended forks, I took it over there. I am going to take it off easy. The last thing I wanted to do is to go too close to the actual sawmill head itself and break something. Lord knows it's brand new. I don't want to break it already. So I got in position, then I had to move it forward. I was playing it safe. I kept it as far back as I could. But the actual saw will only go so far to the back too. Like I said, the total length of this cut can only be 12 foot, and this is a 12-foot log. So I have to have it in a just about the right position. And that's why you see me going back and forth. I was kind of gentle, moving it a little bit forward at a time. I didn't want to run it into the blade. But that's what it takes to get it in a position. I mean, it takes a while to get things into position to be able to cut. The bigger the log, the harder it is to roll. And some of these, my tractor won't even handle, so I'll have to figure other ways to move it around. Now I'm going to cut up this 12-foot log. Unfortunately, the first couple cuts didn't come out on camera. Unfortunately, one of the problems of GoPros is they overheat when it's hot. So it overheated, so I had to wait for a while to cool off. I didn't want to wait, so I kept on cutting. You see, the first two cuts went fine. I am getting better at cutting. I'm always still learning, still have a lot to learn, but I am cutting. I'm going to cut this down to a 6x6, as I explained previously. I need a couple of these for my next project, which will probably be my, which will be my next video. So make sure you watch to see what I'm making out of some 6x6s. I'm continuing to cut here, as you see. It's going along good. At least I'm not hitting the stops or anything else here right now. I didn't have any big issues during the cut. I try to get as much wood as I can. As you see me cut this one piece off, then I'm going to cut a 1x out of it. It's a 1x6. I've already got the sides at the 6-inch cant, so that's really what I'm going to be making is a 6x6-inch cant on this. And this will be one of my rails. And as I said, you will see this on my next video, my next project. Now, once it's all down, here it looks like I'm going to cut another 1x. And I put the other one by it, so I actually cut them both at the same time, so I get them a 6. You notice before I cut, I checked and double-checked the size. I don't want to mess everything up again. I am getting better at getting some usable wood out of this. I still am having a little bit of trouble actually getting it ready to cut and getting as much as I can out of it, as much 1x, some 1x4s. I haven't got many 1x4s. I'm probably cutting a little bit too much of the first cut. I can probably cut a little less and get a 1x4. And here you see I'm going to use the my BX25 to get it off. It's still 6x6 and it's still wet, so it's pretty heavy. And then I'm going to go ahead and move it to a spot where I can get ready to cut another one.
Well, out of that one log, I got one 6x6 by 12, one 2x4 by 12, and one 1x6 by 12. Really what I'm looking for, I need another 6x6 so I can start making a place to lay stuff so I can dry some of these 1x. I guess that's the next question, is another 12-footer up here that I can make into a 6x6.
Well, I'm not going to show you the cutting of the next 6x6. Before I even cut, I wanted to clean up and get an area clean again. This video is about a lot about the loading and the cleaning and the other requirements of actually doing this type of work. And here also I do take each load And as I said earlier in the video, I am drying it to use in campfires. It's too green right now. It doesn't burn very well when it's this green. I could just throw it all in a pile, but we'll probably be using this in fires here relatively quickly. So I wanted to get a good start on drying it up. And here now I got to do some more cutting. This is just what I cut up on that 1x6. And like I said, every time you cut a log, you make another mess. And then, you know, I'll probably end up at some point not cut them all up into 16-inch pieces as I go along. I probably won't need as much cutting. Who knows? Maybe I need to buy an outdoor heater or stuff if I keep on cutting in order to use it for something anyhow. I mean, I probably won't. I probably have a lot more than what I will use at campfires. So for any new sawyers, or you're thinking about getting a sawmill, keep all this in mind. You have to first of all install the sawmill. Then you've got to, while you're cutting your logs, you've got to cut down the trees. You got to load them. You got to delimb them. You got to make some more firewood that way. Then you have to get rid of the scraps. You have to dry your existing stuff. So there is a lot of other work involved. And that doesn't include the drying stuff, the tractors, the stickers, etc. So those are all the things you need to be aware of actually before you buy a sawmill. And so once again, this is the Old Man with a Plan. I want to thank you for viewing. I want to thank you for watching. I want to thank the subscribers that have subscribed. If you haven't subscribed, think about it. It's free and you'd help an old man out. So once again, this is the Old Man with the Plan. I'll see you later.